From the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, 2026, this is a TechVoices interview with Rajeev Butani, Chief Executive Officer of MediaMint.
Hi, I'm James McGuire here at CES 2026. I'm talking with Rajeev Butani, Chief Executive Officer of MediaMint. Rajeev, I've been looking forward to our conversation, and wow, there is a lot going on at CES this year. I don't know if you've had a chance to really catch up with it all.
I'm yet to go to one of those places, but I'm looking forward to it.
You're actually working for a living while you're here. I'm running around looking at all the booths. You're busy working.
But I love it.
Yeah,
absolutely love the environment.
Good. It's amazing to me the total amount of cross currents. It's like it's almost too much to keep up with.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what's being announced. At least with a few partners that we're working with, we know that there are things that they're announcing which are going to be epic, but when you look at across the board, whether you look at electronics, you look at robotics, you look at AI, I'm sure that there's going to be a lot that's going to happen in the next few days.
Well, let's talk about MediaMint. I'm not sure that everyone knows everything about the company or is totally familiar with it. So let's get a sort of a quick sense of what does MediaMint do? What is the company's role in the world?
Yeah. So James, we are an AI-powered growth services company.
Okay.
Today we work with over 200 customers, and for these customers we run their sales, marketing, media operations, and data operations on a day-to-day basis.
Okay.
So we have a deep, intimate understanding of what's required to drive revenue and drive impact across the front office. But that's one thing.
Okay.
Now, what we've done is, as a part of these operations, we moved away from, historically we were human-centered from a services perspective.
All right.
And we moved away from that, and over the last year, we've launched our Agentic platform to truly become an Agentic services company with human in the loop, delivering the services.
And the company's not new by any stretch. It's been around since...
Yeah, we were founded in 2010.
Okay.
We started by first working with publishers and platforms, helping them drive their revenue and media operations. And then, James, over the last many years, we've gone in many dimensions. So one is moved, if I use this word, we've shifted left. So in addition to working with publishers, we work with a lot of ad tech companies, and we've started working with brands. So from a customer perspective, we've gone across. And then from the type of work that we do, in addition to media operations, we've also expanded to driving sales and revenue for customers, driving marketing, and then most recently driving engineering and data.
Okay. Certainly a market for all those areas. What about yourself? I know that you've had a long tenure in the enterprise world. You were at Accenture for 20 years. You know enterprise tech. Looking out there in this world, this very confusing, disrupted world these days, what do you see in terms of a challenge that you would like to work on, that you'd like MediaMint to help solve?
Yeah, when I look at customers, and when they're looking at agentic, there is a lot of fear, there's a lot of FOMO, but there's a lot of desire and anxiousness to come in and adopt the platform. So for us, our mission is, being an operations partner, our mission is to see how we can come in and help them innovate and adopt the platform. How can we help them scale, and then how can we help them drive efficiency and productivity as a part of that?
Okay. Well, then I guess you deal with companies that are deploying agentic right now. What do you say in terms of, what are some misconceptions that companies have about agentic, and what advice might you give them? This is what you need to be thinking about as you deploy AI agents.
Yeah. A few things. So if I think of 3 points, the first one is, when I think of agentic, it is very different than other technologies that waves that we've seen in the past, whether it's SaaS, whether it's cloud. Because when we think of agentic, this technology is focusing on work and the end outcome versus the piece parts, or versus just providing a tool and walking away. But I think that's one thing that's very different with regards to how companies have to look at it. The second thing is, it's less about the foundation models. It's more about the readiness of the company to be able to adopt that. So whether it's data, whether it's the maturity of their operations, whether it's the fragmented systems and tools that they're using. So I think it's a much broader surface area that needs to be covered in order to drive effectiveness. And the third thing is, because we are working with tools which are less deterministic, like how it was with SaaS, it's also about experimenting and prompting, and then using that to go and improve versus expecting magic from day one.
Right. I mean, I guess that I'm sure some companies are uneasy out there, like they're not sure these AI agents are making decisions, and we're not sure how they're making decisions. And what would you say to them? Like, well, we're uneasy about these bots running around our enterprise making decisions and doing work. I mean, how do we feel reassured about that?
Yeah, yeah. The way we see this is the accountability for an outcome and for the work is always with the humans. It's always with the person that's sitting on the other side of the screen.
Okay.
So from our perspective, we don't look at agentic as autonomous. We look at agentic as amplifying what humans are doing, right? So I think this is about creating an environment where you have agentic AI doing the work first, but with human in the loop and human at the center.
Okay.
Doing
So really, it's companies obviously they've got to keep humans involved with governing their AI agents. Yes.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. What do you think in terms of well, there's the MIA solution itself, and that's what sets MIA apart from the other AI agents out there? I mean, obviously there's more than one agent in the market. So why MIA?
Yeah, yeah. So James, maybe I can just share a bit about our thinking and how MIA came to be.
Sure.
So we work with over 200 companies. We run their operations on a day-to-day basis. We have developed an intimate relationship with our customers. We understand the complexities of the work and what needs to be done, and then we also realize and see that agentic is very relevant for any operations, particularly for media and marketing. So what we did is we stepped back and we looked at how could we come and take accountability for bringing in innovation to our customers with what we do and then the strengths that we have. So we created MIA as a persona-based platform which sits side by side with humans and drives significant efficiency and outcome for the humans. So for us, it's more an operational tool that creates these humans or creates makes the humans superhumans,
Right.
versus a SaaS platform that could be deployed and and to walk away from it.
Right. And I assume you're using your long expertise in these various markets to build the AI agent. That's the data. That's the background that's using it. And it's like, for example, personas. I mean, are there different personas?
That's right. That's right. So it's the personas. So for example, I mean, when you look at our world, there are 8 or 10 different types of roles that are there in a company.
Okay.
So when you think of media ops, it's the media planner, it's the account manager, it's the yield analyst, it's the campaign manager. So what we've done is we brought our domain experience to create each of these agentic assistants that can go and drive effectiveness for these roles. I think it's that. It's also about understanding the work. It's also about the data, right? Because data is at the center of making all of the decisions, whether you're using it in an agentic manner or historically if you used it using humans.
Right. Okay. And I guess there's going to be a scenario where a certain human manager is going to have some human people on their team and some agents on their team. It's really it's a mixed workforce in reality.
Yeah, it is. And when we think of personas, James, I don't see different roles going away. So, for example, if I'm making money through ads, I would need a media planner. I would need someone who's managing my yield. I would need someone who's optimizing my campaign. So those roles will remain. So, but I think it's about how we can provide the tools to these roles so that one could drive massive scaling and efficiency for the work that's being done versus replacing those roles entirely.
Right. So some jobs will shift, some may go away, but jobs are not going to go away, of course, because we need humans.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, let's look to the future. I mean, I think companies really always want to know what's coming. So what is your sense, the near to midterm future for agentic AI, for the enterprise? What do you see coming?
Yeah, I think if I step back, the belief that agentic and AI can drive significant efficiency for work has been established. But what we've seen until now is the use of AI and tools more in an enterprise manner, where whether it's ChatGPT or whether it's Gemini is being provided to people for their own work productivity.
Right.
What I see change in the coming quarters, and we've started this at MediaMint, is to strategically introduce the agentic into workflows, and I think that's the place where the efficiency will change in a significant manner versus just using it as a tool for things that are being done for employees, whether it's for email or chat and so on. So what I see in the coming quarters is is a greater adoption of agentic into different types of work and workflows, and using that to go and drive scale and productivity for companies.
Well, we're really talking about a world where it's services as software, which is kind of a new world. We're used to SaaS and then software as a service, but you're really talking about services as software. If you can talk about that a little bit, I found that interesting.
Yeah. So exactly. So I think for us, when we think about agentic, and we think about the service that we do, we are productizing a service using agentic.
Right.
So that's how we think about it. And when I look at any company, whether you're a SaaS company or you're a consulting company or you're an operations company such as us, as AI is being adopted, James, I believe that customers will want to work with organizations that can go and drive end outcome and work for them versus provide a tool and walk away. And I
Right.
think that's the concept of service as a software. We see this in many industries. We've seen this in industries where either these industries are really hard to achieve, like doing payroll globally, or
Right.
financial services. But I see this being adopted now across traditional functions using agentic.
So I hear the accountability piece, which I think is really powerful because it's not just here's a tool, good luck. It's like here's a tool and we're going to be part of helping you get this done. What does it mean in a specific way? Like how can the tool be accountable?
Yeah. I look at the service being accountable and what we are doing. But when I look at an organization, there is so much pressure because of what's happening around agentic and AI. There's so much pressure for folks who are running an operation to adopt AI that it can become extremely confusing, or it can be extremely sort of difficult for them to come in and change in
Okay.
terms of what needs to be done. So when we think about accountability, what we are talking about is running operations, bringing in agentic, but taking accountability for driving either whether it's around productivity improvement or whether it's around cost savings. We will take accountability to deliver that in addition to bringing in an agentic platform.
Okay, it's a powerful promise to be sure. Yeah. Rajeev, I think you said it. Anything else you'd like to add in terms of agentic, the future of enterprise IT? General thoughts?
Couldn't be more excited about it, James. I mean, the journey has just begun. We are moving much faster than how we moved in the past cycles, and we couldn't be more excited given what we're doing and the collaboration that we're doing with our customers.
Great. A lot of good stuff, Rajeev. Thank you so much, and I hope we talk again sometime.
Thank you for inviting me, James.